part you row it.
No, the person who's sewing gets to row it. So I took the band off my treadle. And that way Paige wouldn't have to worry about the treadle on top of the needle. So what we're working on right now is needle control and being able to move the treadle along at a slow pace so that she doesn't get hurt and so the treadle doesn't get hurt. I keep my treadle serviced just like any other sewing machine. I just dismount it from the cupboard and I take it to the guy that services my Pfaff electric sewing machine. Now, just for your information, Pfaff does make a treadle that has a zigzag. It's a new machine. It's a brand new plastic machine, so it's not cast iron like mine is. It's plastic. But it will fit into a treadle sewing machine cabinet, and it does have a backward, so it has a reverse and it has a zigzag. Whereas the old-fashioned ones like mine, this one just has a straight stitch, and that little box in the back over there, right there, is full of the attachments that you put on it to give it special abilities, things like hemming and putting on bias tape and that kind of thing. Okay, this does not have reverse, so stop. This is what we do. We raise the needle up about right there, okay? And then you lift the foot, you pull it out, and you cut it on the thread cutter right there. And then you have to tie a knot in it, just like you would if you were hand stitching. So you tie a couple knots in it so that it won't come undone. Are you pretty proud of yourself?
Yeah.
What do you think of your first sewing machine experience?
I think I will want to do this all the time because right here, this whole thing, when I was 2 years old, Kai was a tiny baby, and I pricked my thumb, this thumb, and so it started bleeding, and I did not cry. I did not cry at all, and so...
She likes to work on it, though.
Yeah. I mean, I was never a sewer at that time, but now I am.
Okay, so the reason that I have her making bags is that I'm allowing her to practice on bags for me to put my spun yarn in when I send them to people. And that way there's a special touch from everybody in the family. So she's going to do two sides. Okay, so calm down. Watch what I do. I'm going to pull the thread back here just a little bit, because if you don't pull the thread back, it's going to pull. Okay, move your hand, please. Move your hand. What'll happen is it'll pull the thread right back up into the needle. So where are you going to stitch? Remember how we talked about how we sew over our basting stitches? So put it right over the top of the basting stitches. Where's your first basting stitch?
Right here.
Okay, so you want the needle to be able to come right down on that first basting stitch. So right there, and put the presser foot down. No, how did I put it down? Reach in the back, all the way up in the back, and pull that down. Okay, now with your right hand, hold on to the thread. Don't pull on it, just hold on to it. Okay, so I see there's a difficulty. I'm used to using the treadle foot so I can hold it with my right hand. So hold it with your left hand, bring it around the back, bring it around the back, bring it around the back, and hold it with your left hand. And once you have it started, once you have about 3 stitches done, then you can put your hands back to where they were. Okay? Now don't let your little thumbs get too close. Well, close, but don't put your finger right under the needle, okay? So that is a good spot. And what this hand is supposed to be doing is holding the fabric flat. Because if you let it get, see this bump? If you let it get bumpy and bunch up, it's gonna put one stitch through 2 pieces of fabric in a lump, okay? So this hand
What about this?
This hand's job is to keep all of this flat. So if you see a bump starting to come up, you're going to stop your treadling hand and you're going to reorganize your fabric so that everything, remember, you want to stay right on top of your basting stitch, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Mom,
Yeah.
how does it make that thing go up and down?
Okay, see that bump that's forming? You're going to readjust the whole fabric without, okay, stop and listen. You can put your hand back here, but I need you to listen. You don't want to pull on the fabric. If you pull on the fabric, you can break your needle. So you're just trying to flatten all the fabric out before the needle gets to it. But you're not going to pull from the needle. Okay, stop. So what you're going to do is you're going to protect the needle by keeping one hand here and maybe smoothing out things with your other hand, because you are guarding the needle with this hand to say, I'm not going to let that fabric get pulled too hard on that needle, okay?
Okay, move.
Page.
Oh, look, that's when you lift your hand up on both sides and reorganize your fabric. Don't pull it away from the needle. Okay, you're going to protect the needle with this hand and just kind of shift your fabric a little bit, okay?
Okay, move.
Page.
Kaya, please don't put your hands on it unless she asks for help, and then I kind of prefer that you didn't help because that's one too many hands in the way. Okay, I see that your needle is starting to do stitches away from your basting. See how it's starting to turn away from your basting? So we're just gonna move the fabric a little bit and see if we can't stop pulling. When it bunches up like this right here where it's trying to bubble, that means you pulled it a little too far. So you're gonna have to turn it to the way you want it a little bit at a time. That's better. Okay. It's getting closer to being on the stitches. You want it to stay right on the stitches, okay? This is a good work in keeping your eye on your work.
See a bump.
There, that's good. Don't pull on it with your left hand. Your left hand is protecting the needle. Because if you get to pulling on your fabric too hard, you're going to break your needle.
There's another bump right in front of
Okay, go ahead.
Move. Okay.
That needle also straightens it out.
So whoever gets my next batch of yarn, this will be the bag that it'll be coming to you in. And I'm going to have her, so she already hemmed this edge. Come on, focus. She already hand stitched and hemmed this edge, and she did a good job on it. But the other edge hasn't been hemmed, so she'll probably hand hem that. Okay, see how it's starting to pucker up a little bit? What we're going to do now, so stop, nope. The left hand protects the needle. It doesn't pull on the fabric. So at this point, you're going to put one hand behind and one hand in the front and watching the needle so it doesn't get stretched. You're going to try and pull that fabric away from itself so that that pucker comes out. Okay, that pucker is kind of hard to sew over. Okay, so now you're going to put this hand here, this hand here, flat, and it's going to try and keep those puckers out, okay? Now if you push on it, it's going to create puckers. So stop. Okay, one hand in the back and one hand in the front again to pull those puckers out. There you go. Now when you put your left hand down this time, try to guard it from puckers by spreading your fingers like this. Your finger's going to be behind and your thumb's going to be in front. Good job. Okay, go ahead. Okay, now remember, okay, stop. You have let your needle go too far without readjusting with your hand. Your left hand's job is to keep those puckers out. So when it starts to pucker, you need to reorganize that left hand, okay? Now we talked about this before and that we shouldn't have loose strings on our fabric. How come? Can you remember?
Because it breaks the needle.
It breaks the needle. Okay, now lift your left hand and bring it further forward. There you go. Use it to flatten things. Cut Paige. Use it to flatten things. Just watch this motion. Watch this motion. Next to the needle it goes like this and it flattens everything out. Start with closed hands and go like this on the fabric because you just puckered it. Watch.
Okay.
Good. Make sure to stay on the stitches. It looks like you're wandering a little bit. There you go. So I think this is a healthier way to learn how to sew. If she had just a foot pad, okay, watch, look, it's puckering in the back. So what do you need to do with your hand? You need to move it to the forward again. It doesn't belong behind the sewing machine. It belongs right up next to it. This way, if she had the electric foot pedal, she could hurt herself or she could ruin some fabric. If she even had the, oh, careful, it means you need to bring your hand forward again. If she had, forward, there you go. If she had even the treadle on this sewing machine, she could, it could jerk backwards until you have good pedal control with one of these. If you get off your rhythm, what'll happen is the wheel will try to spin backwards and it'll break your thread because it'll jerk the machine to go backwards. It doesn't hurt the machine, but it can ruin your project if you're working on something delicate like nylon or just something real thin.
Like a thin doll.
Like a thin doll, huh? Okay, so get to the end. You're doing good. One more. Two more. No, one more after this one. And this teaches her needle control. It teaches her how the machine works. And knowing how to use a spinning... Oh. We don't pull on anything until that needle's halfway up. Don't pull on anything. Just turn it until the needle's halfway up. Up. And then down just a tiny bit. Stop. No. Now you put it... Let me move it. Up. And then just as it starts to go down. Okay? So now lift up the presser foot. And now you're going to put some pressure here, otherwise your fabric will pucker, and you're just going to pull back. Okay? And then you're going to go stop. You have to do it from this side. So move your arm for a bit. Let go with your right hand. Hook it. Kaya, don't put your hand on the spinning wheel, please. Okay, let go. Let me show you. So if you do it in a quick motion, it works a lot better. So over and jerk. Okay, so now you're going to press it out flat with your hands, just like you did when it was on the spinning wheel. You're going to go along and press it out flat so that you don't have any puckers. And you stop. You're pulling on the thread. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get those puckers out. So you're going to push on the fabric to try and get those puckers out all the way along the thread. You see how I'm doing that? How I'm pressing on it? Start in the middle and press this way. Okay, and now start in the middle and press that way. Okay, now you're going to tie your knots.
Really excited.
Because I'm going to be the next to do it.
You are. Okay, Paige, you go tie it off, and I'm going to let Kaya do hers. Okay, Kaya, I'm going to pull these back just a little bit. And we'll start you off. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Shorty? Okay, let's wait and scoot you up just a little bit. Let's scoot you up just a little bit. There, now climb on. Okay, you're not going to start doing anything until I give you instructions, right? Okay, so this time, since you have a cross, what we're going to do is we're going to turn it like this so that you can start and you won't have to start and stop and start and stop. Okay? So you have both, wait. Okay, we're going to put this refocus. You're going to put the needle right over the top of the first stitch. Can you do that? Move your fabric. Put this back up. Move your fabric. Where's your fabric? You need both your hands on the fabric. Move your fabric so that the first stitch from your basting is right under the needle. Okay, now put your, wait. Where's your first stitch? Is it under the needle or is it in front of the needle?
In front.
Okay, so it needs to be right under the needle.
That way?
A little bit more. Oh, it looks like somebody was playing with knobs and undid this. Here, hold this and look at this sewing machine where my hands are, okay? Somebody undid the presser foot. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So is it right up underneath now?
Yeah.
Okay, put down the presser foot. No, put down the presser foot. And one hand needs to hold this in the back. So this will be your left hand. Left hand.
I'm kind of bad at my lefts and rights.
Okay. Just hold it gently to the back. You don't need to pull on it. Okay. Turn the wheel towards yourself. Okay, now this hand needs to start guiding it a little bit. Don't put your finger under the needle, okay? You're doing fine. Go ahead. We have a little bit of puckering in our basting. Yep, that was better. Good job. Keep it on the stitches, so we're going to turn it just a little bit. There you go. Do you see how it's not going over the top of the stitches? Okay, so you cannot pull it there. You have to turn it. Okay, use your hand to turn the wheel and leave your hand on the wheel. No, you're going to break the needle. Turn the wheel and we will turn the fabric till it goes back to the stitches. See how we guided it?
Yeah.
Okay. And stop. Put the needle down. No, 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 no. You never push the wheel backwards. Okay, so the needle's down. Our thread might break now because you turned it backwards, but we're going to try. So we're going to bring up the presser foot. Don't touch the wheel, please. We're going to turn this. Okay, and we're going to put the presser foot back down. Okay, now put your left hand here and don't, Kaya, you never pull on the fabric. You're just guiding the fabric. You can turn the fabric, but you can't pull. Okay, go ahead.
As it comes nearer and nearer.
You need to be gentle with that wheel, Kaya. Okay? It always has to go in just one direction. It can't go backwards. It always has to go forward, so you can't get too enthusiastic. No. Be gentle. You don't want to swing it too hard. Okay?
As it gets nearer and nearer to the little black-dressed girl's own finger.
She's doing just fine.
Each time I get farther away.
Kind of speeding.
Okay. Focus on what you're doing. I don't want your little fingers to get hurt.
Just like my thumb did.
Okay, is it going off your stitches? Don't pull on it. We turn it. We turn it. Okay?
And what type of sewing machine is this?
This is a Singer. Remember, we can't ever pull on it. We can only turn it.
Because this is
So hold it on the back if you want to turn it. You can turn it from the back too. Okay.
This is an old stinger. When did you get this, Mom?
When I was 9.
Whoa. So it is very, very old.
Well, it's older than me.
Yeah.
Go ahead, honey. You're just about there. Are you done?
Yep.
Okay. Wait, Paige, you need to be polite to her just like she needs to be polite to you. Okay? Okay. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Okay, you need to tie knots on this end and on this end. So, what do you girls think?
Pretty good.
Besides, we're making a lot of dresses for me.
And me.